getting back to our nervous systems, you know, Venus would be concerned with that. It kind of, Venus points at the finer pleasures in life, and it takes skills to get the finer pleasures in life. Never has it been money that brings us to that enjoyment level. It's skills, talent, passion for something. I might dare say an addiction, but it's a healthy addiction, because yes, it's beyond your the ego, right? There isn't anybody there, but there isn't anybody there but the grapes, you know, that are growing, and the beauty of whatever is around that, you know, fully surrendered, which is just a space, you know, of allowing, and that's full on intelligence. Hello, God. How do you like it so far? Well, you know, we have no choice but to hear his voice. When you talk about hearing, Venus rules ears. I think it's associated with ear, the word ear. Isn't that weird? No, because Venus, Taurus, is an earth sign. So what you say is Venus rules earth, because it's Venus ruled. And so it's Venus, but the real word in the word earth is ear. Okay, so let's get back to, yeah, how, well, the nerves, we're talking about nerve endings, perhaps, that are very important to gain any kind of knowledge, but more it's like an experience. It's an experience of something, because nerves can get very general. It's not just ear. You look at the word nerve, it's a little bit deceptive, because the V is there, but you know, there's a V on the Y, and inside of it, you know, NERV E. The R says you might want to reverse this, and I dare say that, you know, that V can become an I somehow, because there's already a V there. Something happened with the syntax error. You got to look at it. It's really I, you know, so that's important to remember. And we're still talking about nerves, all right? You know, just blur your eyes a little bit and think, oh, yeah, you're talking about a sensitivity that's picking up on something. The kids love it. They're like curious, you know, in case you're curious. That's why the kids love it, really, because if you happen to activate the five senses at least, these are for narcissists in case they want to become participating within the living. A little bit complicating, because you have to get into your body. There's something called the mind, that if you become fully encapsulated in it, well, the mind is numb. There isn't any feeling in it, and you don't even have reality for that matter. You can just visualize and give your own self your own sensations about every little thing. You have to do that, because it's either that or, I don't know. I imagine some people are punching in and out of reality. Every once in a while they make it, and it appears that they're there, but they're not really there. Mostly they're not there. They just punched in. Now they're going to punch out. You can see it's like at one point they're like, oh, punch out. It's like, wait a minute. This is where reality gets really interesting. The movie, really, it's the silent movie. There's characters that play, like I said, they punch in and out, and it's like, these people aren't reliable, not even them to themselves. Okay, so now what? I'm not dwelling, actually. I'm letting us know. Okay, so here it is. Wow, it's 5:30, um, May 30th of 2024, and we're having well, it's common to have a Mercury conjunct Uranus, but I don't think this Mercury conjunct Uranus will be happening for another 88 years, because that's the cycle of the Uranus. That makes it to that sign, and it only happens once every 88 years, and it's the last time, because Uranus is going to be going into Gemini. Let's look. Which is like, woohoo, boy. We love that idea. I do, because I'm just going to drop everything and start playing the guitar and riding a motorcycle around. I'm like, fuck this, man. These people are way too serious. And of course, get your motor running. Get your motor running. Head out on the highway, and you have your guitar, and then it's a la 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 la. Really, man, really, just the motorcycle is fine for me. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, I'm telling you. I was trying to let us know about how that Uranus is going to go into Gemini. Um, okay, here we go. We're cruising. We're cruising. Oh, look. I love the way that Uranus hits 23 degrees in December. You know, I'm so blessed to have just one more chance to find the love of my life, my soulmate, could pop up. But see, I need to get out of the box here. Whatever attacks you inside the box is not your soulmate. Your soulmate is the one that brings you out of the box and says, God, you want to go see the sparkling water on the ocean? Do you want to just, let's go look at a rock? You know, and I'm like, well, I'm worried about my money. They're like, oh, God, don't worry. Don't worry, because they're totally onto my change, right? They're totally onto my change. They're totally onto my change, you know, because I have this thing I want to do is change. And there's a lot that I have to offer with that. When it does, I cash in my chips and we have the fact that I am rich. And if you want to talk about money, ugh, what are we going to do? That system is a fucking meat grinder. It's in case you don't have a creative life. I have enough land right here. I figured out what I was going to do. I used to worry about wood. I used to worry about getting wood. All I have to do, and I have to do it like tomorrow or the next day, but I have to do this as a ritual. I need to do it. Well, there's this one tree. It looks sickly anyway. It's up the driveway. It looks sickly anyway. It's along the driveway, and I'm just going to kill it. And I think I can kill it by cutting the cadmium layer all the way around it. Why? Well, I'm feeling really unstable because a lot of people within society right now are deeply confused. And that contagion right there is dangerous for you to be around it. And why? Because there's many number of reasons why. Because that confusion can mask and thinking that it knows perfectly well what it's doing. And so, having said that, no, really, I know what I'm saying. You know, I know where I'm at. Like, you know, it's really, it's difficult for me to go out and get wood because everybody else has gotten the wood. It was easier in the past because there was a time when they were collecting it and just throwing it on the side of the road. What I mean is helicopters were literally grabbing it out of the forest and setting it down for people to come, and you could just drive up to it, and that was easy. And um, it's hard to tell where to do it. And like I said, it's already been done. People get permits. I mean, it's very different now up here because of the amount of people, I guess. And really, we don't have a machinery. You know, it's out there. To tell you the truth, no, it's out there. You go out on the highway, and it's like, well, can I collect from here? Just pull out on the side of the main highway because it has been burned, but nobody went out there and collected. But it was a black burn, is what it's called, and it didn't really kill the actual plant itself. They're growing back at the bottom, but you have to cut the dead stuff that went away at the top, and we've all seen that. It's called black burn, but the chemtrails cause doesn't it just flash burns it. Firefighters come up with that term. It's like 20 years old. They noticed it since the desiccants that they've been spraying onto the forest. That the forest is the one that absorbs. Sorry, I'm getting all fact oriented. We're gonna see. This is what I like about Gemini is it just might condense information down like that in our conversation. It's like, what did you just say? It's like, it's just a daily thing we do. You know, and watch out for your salt. Is it full of fucking plastic? That's okay. We only live once at a time, and do something here, man. Blow somebody's mind. You know, while you're here putting the salt and pepper on your frickin' whatever that is you're eating. Well, you know, the beauty of the Venus planets, you know, we're trying to do a delicacy of the truth here that brings us into more joy and buoyancy to the point of um, non-gravity vehicles. What do they call them? Okay, so then free energy. Well, I was trying to, I was just caught. Wow, looking in February? February! Oh my God, I'm so lucky. Oh, I thought I was missing out. Sorry, I'm just going through the Uranus transit with us that's still in Taurus, and it goes way back to 23 degrees, which is trine my Venus. And that's in January of 25. Lord. Because, well, we did have, the main thing that was really trippy is that Jupiter was trine my. Now maybe this might be an echo, and I could just get better and better about, I am trying to clear things out, and I want to make space for a whole new, I would like to think a nice partnership would happen. And really, I don't know what it is. I don't think that it's supposed to be a one-on-one. Don't you think that's bizarre and berserk? That how we're doing it? A one-on-one, and then we trap each other. And now nobody, it's like you thought you would get help now, but you're never going to get help. And it's like, what is this shit? You either fucking are making sense together or you're not. And Jesus did say, two or more. Jesus, did it ever happen? No, dear. Get it your fucking shit together. It never happened. How do you think? Explain yourself. Well, I'll explain myself as soon as you just stop doing ventriloquism and do your own absolute intelligence. Okay, I'll do my own intelligence now. Is that one of the keys? Yes, do your own intelligence. What are we talking about? I was talking about Uranus. See, it helps, and boy, was I in a box inside of a box. I didn't look at that, but no, it's once in a lifetime. See, I don't think Jupiter is ever going to conjunct um, Uranus the way it just did, nor Venus. That's the point I'm trying to make. See, because by the time we are getting into the year 2025, wow. See, in 2025, Uranus does enter into. Okay, it's in July of 2025 that Uranus does enter into Gemini. So yeah, those epic conjunctions that happened with Uranus in Taurus never will happen again. And there is an alignment right now in the sky. You'll be able to see, and when everything gets away from the sun. Pardon me, my eyes kind of bug me. I need to get out into the sun and enjoy what's out there. I've just been relishing the green light coming into me. The love that the leaves have, they're like, I love you, I love you. I'm like, thank you, God. It's the only way I can feel it. How about you? Are you a super sensitive empath? Struggling on this plane? In the land of who knows what kind of fucking hell is driving over an overlay over a perfectly good opportunity? Let's listen to how Venus would sound by now. That's what she would sound like. She's like, excuse me? Whoa. Whoa? Well, oh, that's retarded, and so that's certainly retarded. It's getting stupider and stupider out there. How? Well, I don't know. I think something's missing. I say it's Venetian quality missing. And you don't want to point at women too much, but although Jesus over there with the long hair, I wouldn't doubt that was a woman. In fact, I know for a fact that was. That fucking story doesn't make any sense at all. Unless we put that gender where it is and where it needs to be. Because Venus rules the earth. Now, to translate that even more, women rule the ear, the heart. See, maybe it's a technology that God made. I'm not going biased. I'm not saying that. See, because men are a very important part. See, if they have an ear next to our hearts, they know how to hear. Then, organization with resonation. Really, this is a back and forth mutual thing. Each one has a profound responsibility to turn that on, their hearts on, like to turn on their faculties and take responsibility. It's a profound freedom, really. Just, are you going to join the living? We're asking a 3-year-old that? What happened? They get into their senses about that, and then some narcissist is around them that totally says no to them, like at the right time, and it just disenfranchises their whole perception about the universe. Stick with me. I'm gonna keep packing information like this and crammed. Like I said, Gemini is just gonna work on my 369, feeling fine, and I hope I made sense there with my slurring. I have to lay off the gen. So, you can't help but to feel good at my generation at the 369, get the fuck away from me. We're trying to feel good. Isn't that a classic Venetian kind of feel? Come on, women. Where are they? Where'd they go? I can't relate. I really, both of them, both men and women to me, are puzzling. I'm wondering, when are they going to, like, be here now, like, log in to reality. Log in. It's an application. You have a spacesuit here, and then you have your senses. It's like, tune in, look around, before they go bad. Now, they will go bad if you don't. That's why I need to get out there. You can turn on your other senses, but boy, if you can see and hear and touch and taste and feel, it's so beautiful, especially the seeing part, boy. You can get out there and look. I would love to get out into the wide open space and see some rocks. I know there's some things to see out there in the world and on the earth, and I thought, well, maybe I should travel. But I'm completely alone here, and I don't see myself doing it alone. Isn't that pathetic? Now, getting to pathetic. That's the Libra thing. We are under just the strangest, unhealthy impression that other people should be involved with our lives. Talk about therapy and shit. We have to give ourselves our own therapy because we're wrong about that. That makes sense. Like, how could we be possibly wrong about that? Well, look at everybody else. Pardon me. How that they set such the great example as narcissists, what we should do with anything at all, let alone relationships, basically, is always trashed. It's never about the subject matter or even getting involved with anything. It's just they need attention. So, wow, that's relationships involves getting attention somehow, some way. Sorry, huh? I'll get back to this because I don't think attention is all that bad. What if, like, I give attention to my plants because they need water, and then it's a mutual thing. When I water them, they're like, "Thank you," and I get this beautiful, oh God, this feeling that says, I love you. It's a real feeling. It's an experience. The greenness heals me. I can't eat it up enough. Like I said, I'm going to go out there and keep doing this and just absorbing it and eating it up, and so blessed to have. And is this the same video where I said I was going to cut down my tree because I just need firewood? See, this is the thing, is I'm going to go to the neighbor up ahead me and say, I'm sorry, I'm going to start cutting down my trees because I just need firewood. But before I do, I notice you have a tree that came down, a couple trees, because they died. And you all winter, I mean, you could have burnt them. They were already dead when they got, when they came down. So, but they sat all winter time. And I'm having the enemy bring in wood from somewhere. And you could have saved me from that much more harm by just saying, hey, shAna, God, because first of all, you've been here for how many, like 25, and you've seen me chop through how many, 23 or more, or 35 pine trees, full grown, my very own bare hands, minding my own business. Have I ever hurt you? No. I've only kept the ambiance of this place being the mountains, and there's mountain people here, and I didn't make any noise with that. I'm just chopping wood, and in fact, my yard is still kind of like the mountains. Do you like looking at it? Can I have your wood, or do you want me to chop down a tree? I don't know. I'm just kidding. But bye. No, really, don't take me personally, but that's probably what's going to happen. I mean, really, I find it hard to warm up to people that call the dog pound on me because my dog was looking looking skinny when really it was heading for its end of life process. It was 22 goddamn years old, somewhere between 20 and 22. Not that I know how long a dog should live, but I'm pretty sure that is above average in these days where your dogs are in fact being poisoned by the fucking food that is on the shelves. All of it. And the science diet they're giving you by the farmer's dog. The farmer's dog. Who's your fucking farmer? They're trying to tell you how to live right there, and also, too, really, you can't trust that because all of your food is poison. All of it. Is it from your food? Oh, because the farmer used to just feed back their leftovers from they used to farm food. Includes your chickens and cows and stuff, right? You want to figure out how to eat a hamburger? Let's go. Kill a cow. The beautiful creature with eyelashes that knows how to cry, and they cry when they're separated from their young. They're the most gentle creatures. They're so beautiful. Imagine if you can befriend a cow. They're probably stronger than fucking horses. And you can ride them around. I would love to live in a fucking place like that. Fuck, you're having to move so fast all around the world and shit. Slow down. Really, you don't even know that. I mean, that's just one possibility because the technologies that are missing, and I'm still on the Venetian trip here. Taurus, Venetian, Mercury, Uranus. Let's go to the land of possibility because there is nothing but a beautiful opportunity going along the ley lines of the truth, keeping it safe for the youth, toxic free. Just go along the lines of toxic free and be smart, be intelligent. Because why? Yeah, you have gravity-free vehicles and free energy. And why can't you be that generous to be that way? That's what smart is. Did you really find something? See, this is the thing. When you're operating by way of going and maintaining your joy, which is a feel-good, I'm just paranoid that this thing's going to end at 222. Because it did that on my last video, and it did that on purpose because I was really onto something on the train, but we'll pick up on it later. Believe me, I'm refining and I am channeling, and there's a reason why we are supposed to hear these things. We don't just sit dormant and take the feed fed in from a remote control by, like, really, who is it? Why do we even need to know half the fucking crap that we're fucking told as something that we need to know? If it's not already operating here and plain to see, speaking for itself, like actions speak louder, boy, if you did that, the question is, what are we going to do with this trash heap that calls itself a fucking civilization? Welcome to SHANa's comedy hour, happening at when Chiron. See, we have Mars going to conjunct Chiron. Oh, okay, so Mars is conjunct Chiron also. It was conjunct Chiron. It's still the energy of it. It's been really hard on me. Why? Well, I have Chiron at 23 degrees, so I'm having a Chiron. A lot of people are having a 50-year, it's the 50-year cycle of the Chiron return. And I hope that I can survive it. I think I have a good enough idea of what to do here. First of all, you're supposed to learn how to sleep. And it's not the sleep that everybody sheep is doing. Not the sleepwalking where it's like you're haphazardly handling toxic waste and distributing amongst the population where other people are like, no, sleep is meditation, huh? Meditation. Did you learn how to meditate and hypnotize yourself and just get really into it? You got to get really into it. What did I want to get into? Riding cows around. I would love to fucking ride a cow. Or an elephant. Just set me within a quarry, a 600 square mile elephant zoo, and I will be fine in the middle of it, okay? Believe me, by the time I'm this age, I will be riding the elephant, two elephants, one leg on one on the other, and we're like, I'm feeling fine. I'm feeling fine. You know, I might have a whole different set of clothes on than the regular. It's okay that it's because it's way over there. not the normal, it doesn't mean that it's sick, really. Sanctuary, sanctuary. Don't you want sanctuary? I thought that's what this earth was supposed to be, see? But how do we do it? I say through organization. It happens anyway, you have to turn it on. Turn it on. It's called enlightenment. Enlightenment. See, the organism, the human being, potential human being. There's a good part of it that needs to seek its own intelligence. And it is through organization. See, but they have their holographic and DNA alignment of organization, which is basically the same. You know, it's that, what I was talking about is logging into reality. Logging into reality. But we can't exclude that there's human apertures here. And I dare say, let's point it out. There's men and women. There are women and men here. So now, I was going to point out, okay, so what if we are a technology built by something, and Jesus, is that you? Yeah, you better shut up now. A mob is forming. I don't think that that's the real problem. No, it's never been the problem. We don't fear being attacked because we're on to something and then something is not on to anything at all. That's the problem that we have with the half-baked society out there, you know. It's like, whoa, did you know you're half-baked doing that? And it's just strength in numbers rather than organization. Resonation. See, I'm a jazz musician, and that means Pisces is in the fucking house. You know, when you listen to this kind of music that just like, it goes into a spectrum where it's like, okay, what is this? It's actually outer space. The final frontier. Where all of everything is available. It's just outside your nose right here. Did we get into it? Boom. Body, outer space, body, second dimension, third dimension, second dimension, third dimension. Anything of matter is the second dimension. Anything of outer space is the third dimension. Anything of the first dimension is your mind. And do you see this piece of paper? Do you see the piece of paper? See how thin it is, though? It almost disappears, right? I mean, look at how fucking thin the fucking first dimension is. Woo! It's like one fucking... Holy shit, now we're gonna draw and tell you what the fucking... what the third dimension is by using an object and getting some ink and drawing a square. And that's not even the third dimension, that's the second dimension. That's a box. The third dimension holds all this shit, babe. Look, we have get the trash out of your mind. We are not bound by the limitation of our memory. I'm sorry to have put you through that. It's just Venus here. God. We want to enjoy ourselves here, by the way, so can you mellow down on your whatever you're doing over there with your freeways and your trash, absolute fucking hideous rubbish. It's just, that's really, what in the hell is that? I go down there and I look at it. I mean, I've already kind of, you got a good idea of what's going on. I mean, let's go and travel. I want to go see Machu Picchu or someplace. Can you drop me off? See, I'm pretty sure I could get dropped off in the middle of a jungle where it's just, maybe there's some other people that know how to live there. I'll be fine. See, what I'm saying is that, screw your paper, your paperwork. I don't need a passport. I don't even need money.